just gonna switch it over to another little topic about, you know, parents and their kids and how they want to be friends and stuff like that. Like, we were just discussing the fact that, like, we know a mother right now that just had to bury all 3 of her sons. And, like, shit like that is getting out of control. Like, I literally just had a homeboy get gunned down like a couple of weeks ago. Like, gun violence, even though my homeboy was grown and stuff like that, gun violence is just crazy. Especially, like, I was telling my baby mom about my son, you know what I'm saying, he's 10 months or whatever. I want him to know how to navigate through the world without having to be on that type of shit. Cause like, I know how stuff can go because I was on that until I met you. Like, when I start hanging around y'all, I was like, okay, cool. I ain't
gotta do that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, I still got homeboys that's on that, but it ain't gotta be that way. Like, we ain't gotta be in the streets all the time. Like, we ain't got, like, we can literally, like, man, we got to the point, like, we would come over your house playing the game and just eating good.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different vibe.
A different vibe and a different group of people that wasn't on that, you know, I'm about to rob, kill, and steal or some shit.
Like, but, like I said, like, I really don't want them folks, I don't want my son to be on that. Like, I'd rather him be on some shit like, hey, man, like, we can chill, but I want him to know the difference between, hey, this is something that can get you life in prison, or, you know what I'm saying, this is a friend that can help you along in life type shit. Like,
these parents nowadays need to make sure that they give their kid restrictions, make sure that they get them involved in something that preoccupies their time. Yeah. Like, get them involved in something.
Get them in a sport or something like that.
And most importantly, stop trying to be their friends and stop trying to...
And actually parent them.
Yeah, and actually parent them.
With that being said, I know for a fact there's a lot of fathers out there that we want to be in their kids' life. And a mother can only raise a man to a certain point in time.
That's true.
You can give him all the nurture and all that kind of stuff, but when he reaches a certain age, he needs a father figure, that somebody who can actually discipline and actually show him, like, hey, this is what's gonna happen, or whatever like that. But all these single mothers out here, whatever like that, you are working 8 to 12 hours a day. Yep. Then, you know what I'm saying, 5-6 days a week. You can't be there with your child every single day. And, you know what I'm saying, that's just like how I grew up.
That just turned into the streets.
That's exactly how I grew up. Like, literally, my mom was gone from 3 to 11. I got out of school at 3. So from 3 to then, I didn't even
see it when you get up and go to school.
Facts, like, I didn't even see her. So after I get out of school, after I get out of football practice, I'm in the streets. I'm in the street. Like, I'm hanging with all my friends. I'm fighting. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Luckily, like I said, luckily we didn't ever get to the point to where it was on some gun shit. Like, yes, we used to fight. Yes, we did all the extra shit, but it never got to the point to where, hey, we really just walk around toting guns type shit.
Because now, like, I be seeing all these various videos, like, these kids that are 11, 12, 13 be having full assault rifles. They be having Uzi.
Guns are so easy to get these days.
Like, it's crazy. Like, these kids have guns, and they be gunning down other kids.
Yeah, like, I'm glad I grew up mostly in Winter Rock. I'm from Macon. I left Macon when I was a young age.
I understand.
Yeah, but moving to Winter Rock was actually good for me because it kept me away from all the extra bullshit I was going on. Most of my family still stay here, but
it's getting wild out here.
It is, but like I said, it just, like, let's say in the last couple of months, I know for a fact 2 of the people that got killed, I knew them. Like, I knew them.
Yeah, I knew a good bit of them, and I was like, either I went to school with them, they were a distant relative. Like, it's interesting because it's like, I don't directly interact with those people because I don't have that lifestyle. So it's like, yeah, you related to me in a distance, but it's like, we don't interact in the same circle. So it's like, oh damn, that was my cousin. And they like, you don't seem, people like, you don't seem like you're sad about it. I was like, well, I didn't, like, they're cousins by blood, but obviously we don't run in the same circles because they was out here robbing and stealing and killing, and I was at work. So there's that.
But like I said, I mean, I get it. And I know I got, like, my nephew right now. My nephew is actually missing. We don't know where he is. Like, we don't know where he is. He's somewhere in the world. We don't know what's wrong with him. We don't know if he's okay. We don't know nothing about him. But I know for a fact he went down a similar path that I went down. And my sister, she tried to get me to talk to him, and I was like, I can try, but at the end of the day,
you was where he was.
Like, I was still figuring out for myself what I need to be doing, so I can't really give you advice. I mean, I give you the advice I grew up on stuff like that, but I told her, I was like, there's a difference between me and him. I was like, I'm 5'10", I've always been big, so I've always been able to handle myself. He's like 5'5", he kind of stocky, but at the same time, like, you're not built for this. But your mentality is that what you want. So when I was telling her that, I was like, man, he is at the age to where he's grown.
Yeah.
His dad is a sheriff. I was like, instead of you giving him up to his dad so his dad can raise him better or whatever, like, you didn't want that. So now
this is what we got.
Now this is what's going on, because now you try to put that on me, saying like, okay, hey, can you talk to him? But I'm like, you want me to talk to him after everything I done did? Like, you knew for a fact when I first got to Warner Robins, like, me and my homeboy run around terrorizing folks, like crazy.
Yeah.
Like you can't expect me to say, hey, do this and do that.
Go to school.
And all that kind of stuff.
You can't be a hypocrite.
Yeah, like, I can't sit here and tell you that. All I can sit here and tell you is, like, I went to job corps. The realest thing somebody ever told me is get your name on a sheet of paper. That way they can never take it away from you. That stuff I can tell you. But as far as finding out who you are, finding your way in life, I can't tell you how to do that, because I had to find mine. Like I said, I didn't know my path until I met him. Like, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was like, damn, all right, I got my high school diploma now, so I knew I needed a job, but you know what I'm saying, I didn't really know a path until, like I said, I met somebody who was on a better path than what I was on. But like I said, until he finds out what he needs, or he might be good, I don't know. Until he finds out what he needs, then that's on him. But like, that's what I'm saying, like, with people who be parenting and stuff like that,
I feel like these new age parents be scared to, like, get in their kids' face and figure out what the hell they got going on.
Trash.
It's like you're the parent. Like, you need to know, because I seen this one lady, her daughter or whatever was like on the phone while I was at work or whatever, and kids be all in their phone now. TikTok, Instagram, like that. Social media is just like all the craze right now for kids, and like she was asking the daughter, what she wanted. I think she was buying like an Apple Watch or something like that. And first of all, little girl was like 14 getting the Apple Watch. Cool, whatever floats your boat. I ain't get my shit till I paid for it myself.
Right.
But the little girl was like so into her phone, her mama was like, don't worry about it. I was like, okay, cool. I mean, I understood where she was coming from. Like, if you can't be engaged enough right now in this situation for me to get you what you said that you wanted, you obviously don't need it. So I was just like, okay, cool. And then she was like, I was just, just at this point, just chatting with the mama now. Like, okay, how old is she, whatever, cool. So then she takes her daughter's phone. That gets that, like, for her to get her attention, she had to take her phone, like, literally take it out of her hand. And she was like, Mom, what, and she was like, well, did you get my watch? And she was like, no, you're not getting the watch. She was like, well, why? And she was like, we literally just, like, we were having a whole conversation. You weren't even engaging. Whatever's in this phone is just so enthralled on you right now, so you're not getting it. And she was like trying to plead her case or whatever. And then she was like, she turned the phone off. Like, she physically, like, turned the phone off and, like, dropped it in her purse or whatever. And to me, I was like, this is an interesting parenting technique. Like, I ain't never, like, seen it, like, where a parent, like, for real, take somebody's phone and be like, fuck it, like, what you gonna do about it type thing. And so the dog was, like, standing there with her arms crossed, and eventually she apologized. She was like, yeah, you can apologize now because you want your phone back. She was like, but, there's a certain, like, respect that I demand. And she was like, and you really embarrassing me right now in this store. Like, you embarrassing me, and it's just crazy. She was like, I get that, you didn't have to, struggle for anything, because as a parent, I don't want you to have to struggle. She was like, but there's respect that you owe me at all times. Right. And if I'm talking to you, whatever else you got going on should stop. Right. And she was like, I understand what you mean. And she was like, okay, cool. And she was like, well, can I have my phone back? She was like, no. She was like, see, the fact that you want this phone back is letting you know that you're saying whatever needs to be said for you to get it back. Right. And she was like, but no, you're not getting this Apple Watch and you're not getting your phone back. And then, like, they left the store, and I was like, that was a good teachable moment, because it's like, first of all, I pay all the bills for this shit anyway. You don't have to have a phone. You don't have to have Apple Watch. Like, you don't need these things. Like, and I feel like it's a point where parents really gotta like break their kids down and let them know, like, yes, you have this shit because it's cool and all, but it's not a requirement for you to have any of this. I'm required food, water, shelter. That is all I'm requiring for you to be in good health. That is it.
My generation is like right before y'all's, so we was there when we first started seeing all the technology coming out. We started seeing the first computers, the game systems and stuff like that. And I'm cool with parents taking stuff away from kids to get their attention and stuff like games and phones and tablets and stuff like that. But at the same time, know when to give it back too. Don't just take it and just never give it back, because then they're going to end up being hating.
Yeah. I feel like you have a conversation about it. What you mad about? Because again, communication to keep like at that young girl's age, like that was a good communication piece for her. And I'm sure when she got in the car, her mama still gave her a whole fucking handful to where like you ain't got your phone, but you can kind of just distance yourself. You got to listen to me right now.
I think y'all heard of Sega before. Me and my brothers used to have a Sega, and my mom took it away because she said it would be loud, and she literally kept the motherfucker for like a year. I'm like. So for one time we're being loud, you took our game system for us a year. Now we just completely dislike you. You see what I'm saying?
See,
I mean,
I kind of had that, but me personally, when I was growing up, my mom could have took anything she wanted to. Only thing I told her never to don't take outside from me. Like, I would go crazy in this house.
Maybe
like,
I just stay
hey, yeah, like, fuck the TV. I be sleep anyway. The game I barely play it because I be outside all the time. Like, don't take.
She said you can't take your ass outside.
I probably would have broke down, but like I got so used to like stuff like that. Like you bought this motherfucker anyway. Take this motherfucker. See, I was just that type of child. Like you can't out threaten me. Like
these
like
kids, like they are like just as prime them. Like when I just be walking around like the store and stuff, and like parents be shopping for whatever they shopping for. They kids have their phone propped up and they TikToking the whole entire time. Like me, like when I did get to go to Best Buy as a kid, bitch, I'm in there.
Yeah,
I'm in there playing with the games. I'm in there touching shit. I'm over here asking people how much this shit costs. Like I'm enthralled in this technology because it's like you don't get to see this shit all the time. These little kids, they don't care. They got their phone. They are TikToking. They on Instagram. They're
but
into
shit like that can go wrong because like too much internet is very bad. Like I literally just watched this like right before we got here. Teacher, I don't know if it was Chicago, some I forgot where it was. Anyway, teacher was in class, and I guess the class was being bad or whatever. Like, so she just asked a simple question. She was like, "Who created something?" Nobody couldn't tell them. It was simple too. Like nobody couldn't tell what it was, like who it was. But then she was like, "What is a switch?" Everybody in the class knew exactly what a switch was. Oh, you put it on the gun and then do the. See, that is bad. Like that is bad. These folk are probably like the 5th grade and they know what goes on semi-automatic guns and all that kind of
but
crazy.
They don't know.
Switch like the thing you go outside and get your ass with. Like.
Look, I was thinking Nintendo Switch.
See,
I'm thinking about the game system. But yeah, like you don't know who on the dollar bill, but you can tell me how to put a damn gun together.
Like that shit is crazy to me. Like that mean, but like I said, on top of that, I understand how shit can get like that because again, my mom was gone from 3 o'clock to 11. I got to school at 7:45.
That's prime time right there.
She just getting off. She going to sleep. By the time I get off, she going to work. So I didn't ever really see her. So between the time I got out of school, I'm in the street hanging with all my friends. Outside, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yeah. Then like all I know is she finally got home. I was back in the house, so shit. It's about time you go sleep anyway and start the next day over with. So like stuff like that. But like I said, the difference between when I was doing all that is I always hung with older people. Like people who had already had jobs and stuff like that. But then I was hanging with people who was on my same shit. Like we ain't have no job. We ain't have, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of stuff, but it was just my select friend group. We were on that, but we all wanted better.
Yeah,
like I got to a point where I was telling my neighbor though, like a couple of years ago. I said, y'all be smoking in this damn car all day, every day. Like me and my folk was getting money to go.
Like, what are you gonna do outside of this?
Yeah, like we were literally scraping up money from anybody we could, so all of us can go to Buffalo Wild Wings and eat good. So everybody like, damn, all right, these young folk got some money and shit. We were all broke ahead, but shit, we made that shit work. Like we made that shit work. Like all of us was everywhere. Like we was in the mall together, shopping for clothes. Like you ain't got it, I got you, bro.
Yeah.
G have me
We'll
next
figure
time.
it out, yeah.
Like, we I remember it was so cold one night. When I say it was cold, it was cold. It's about 15 of us. We are a group of 15 riding to Walmart on bikes in the cold. Just to walk. We ain't going to fuck with nobody. We ain't going to tap, man. We just want to go to Walmart to walk around, see if we see some females or whatever like that. And like when I say, I still remember like my hands was so cold.
Ice cold, like goddamn.
Holding on to them bikes.
I should be in the house right now.
Facts, like I should be home. But I'm with my friends and we ain't doing nothing wrong though. We just out here chilling.
It's that innocence of just being together and like we just gonna go do something.
But like now you can't even do that. Like every time I look around, somebody got.
I will say you're right though. Like
Walmart closes at 11, so shit.
having a parent that works 3 to 11, ooh, that's a rough age to.
Like
that's a rough time to work for
yeah,
you
that's
raising a child.
a pivotal like period of where you need to be, where you can see your kid,
Facts,
and
so
then you're not there.
Fact.
Like most schools get out by at least latest 3.
It's like 3:45,
3:45,
like
something
latest right now. And it's
And
like
then,
you
like,
already at work.
Unless you in sports or something, that might last about
5.
But
And
then
then-
you get out of 5, you
and
still
it's
got
dark.
7, 8,
Yeah,
9.
it's dark, and if you live close to the school, you gonna walk, and then you may see somebody, you may see some friends. Like it's so many things that can
See,
happen.
and like I said, that go deep into the problem we had. Every last one of my friends walked to school. So we a group of 30 folk walking from Northside High School,
Yeah.
just walking around, just doing whatever we want to do. Cause ain't none of us got to go home.
No.
I mean, all our parents working, so you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But like that's just how shit go. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I said, even my generation ain't the same as the generation that coming up.
No,
like
not at
them
all.
folk, like I got a homeboy right now. This man got a full AR hanging up in his closet. I think he just turned 21. But he been on guns since he was like 16, 15. I didn't get my first pistol till I was 21.
Yep,
Because I ain't even need no shit like that.
Yeah, like I can't get it till I'm 21. No.
But I ain't need no shit like that. Like, the only thing that changed my mind when I first got my first gun is because my homeboy literally got shot down the street from my house. Like, in the middle of the road, bleeding out type shit. Like, he literally got shot. I'm like, damn.
I need to go.
All these folk know who he is, and these folk be seeing it. Like, folk be seeing me pull up in a Challenger Charger, be thinking folk got money and shit like that.
Like, no, I need to protect myself.
Yeah, like, yeah, shit like that. But as far as, I'm just about to cop a gun because the nigga around the corner said my shoe is like, man, hell no, man.
Or that brings up a good point. I seen this, like, there's a gas station in Detroit where the owner is paying private security to stand outside. Dudes like black dudes with ARs standing outside of his gas station, protecting people while they pump gas. Because, you know, that's a real big problem there. Like, you be pumping your gas, motherfucker, like, literally carjack you, possibly kill you at a gas station.
And that's been going on. Like,
That's been going on, and like it's been like mixed reviews about it. Some people been like, yeah, you know, I feel safe. Some people like, well, why do they have to have guns? Because bitch, the people who's carjacking you got guns, and they're probably going to shoot and kill you. Like at this point, they ain't even just taking your car. Like they're legit shooting you at the pump. You was bleeding out. Is the ambulance gonna get there on time? Nobody knows. Your car gone type situation. And I was like, that's a very interesting perspective because like. This gas station owner feels so prideful about, you know, making sure his people is secure that he literally got like 2 dudes who like literally, like he got 4 pumps or whatever. And of course the gas station on the little corner, but like these dudes like literally like make laps around the gas station like to make sure that if anybody do look suspicious, like they tell them to leave, like if you shut up, you need to leave, like they intervene before anything crazy happens. And I was like, that's different.
I literally never thought about this before. Maybe like 2 or 3 days ago. I literally was like, damn, I'm going to start going to the gas station and making sure my car is filled up so that if we have to go somewhere, she doesn't have to go.
There you go.
Because
that's
anything,
important. Like as a
anything
female,
can happen.
going to get gas. Like my little brother typically goes and put gas in my car, unless it's like broad daylight. I'll go to Sam's Club.
Facts.
Because Sam's Club, you probably wouldn't get gunned down at Sam's Club. Like it's a lot of little old folks there. Like it's a safe-ish area because it's still in Bloomfield, but it's in an area where it's a lot of people. But like there's gas stations literally all around my house, and like I don't go to the gas. Like
Right.
I don't go to the gas. I don't get snacked. Like I don't go to the gas station.
Right.
Like my little brother go. He like I'm going to the store. What you want? And I still be kind of skeptical for him to go because you a young black man just going to get something. You might get gunned down type
You
thing.
think
Like if it ain't Kroger, Walmart, like if it ain't a major place type thing, like I don't go to these little gas
Yeah,
stations because as a female, like you pull up, it's men standing like it's just uncomfortable. Like you know they gonna say something to you. You know if you don't say something bad, girl, you do say something like I ain't trying to talk to you, it can just go sideways out of nowhere. So
And I'm on the same shit. Cause like it's a gas station like right down the street from my mom's house. Would never. A full grown man, I still don't go in that motherfucker.
the one that's like right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know which one you talking
I
about.
don't even
Hell
know
no,
that
we need to stop at that bitch.
Like,
Like, that's shit.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's like literally like
Nope.
the 7 store. The only time I ever go in there is I'm like 5 foot deep, but we just like
Exactly,
we
like
going
you
as a
feel like
group.
you
Like,
say.
I don't, like as far as I'm going in there, like
Nope.
I can go down to the flat food or some shit like that. Like I'm not about to just be going to the
No.
certain gas station.
Cause it's
you
like
don't
you
safe.
feel like you targeted when you get out, like just by what you drive or what you got on. And it's like, bro, I'm just a regular old person.
And
like,
then
that
like
drive a car
another
for a
thing,
Challenger. Like,
another thing with these folk, like I was just telling these folk, it's getting worse by the second. Like
It
it
is.
ain't the fact that people just have pistols and shit
No.
like that.
Folks
Folks are
good.
walking around with full 7.62s and
like
30
give me
round
your
clips,
shit type
like,
thing. Like,
like 65 round clips and like you know what I'm saying? It's not the same.
it's literally like they the Taliban. Like
The only real way to maybe fix it is to like limit how the production on those kind of guns, because I mean, come on, really, anybody out there trying to hunt with a whole fucking AR and
I mean,
for a fucking 200 round drum,
But that
like,
brings
come
me back
on now.
to our second amendment rights. Second,
right, the bear arms and shit.
yeah, the
like
right to bear
See,
arms. Like
and
that,
it
that
just
shit-
gun control is needed. Gun control is very needed.
Who out there shooting a deer with Uzi, like,
But I'm saying like
Nobody.
it's just, the fact that it's just so easy to get. there.
Exactly, and like I honestly probably would never do this experiment, like just trying to see how easy it is to get a gun. But like from like what I do
Oh, I
see
know
when
for a
people
fact how
experiment, they like you could just walk up to somebody who just kind of look like they would have a gun and just
It's
like,
easier than that. You can get on Facebook right now and say
Oh,
who
yeah.
got this.
oh yeah,
Or who's selling the weapon or whatever.
exactly, and like just like that.
They,
Hell,
yeah,
you can meet up with somebody, they might gun your ass down and take your money. Like it could go
It
so
crazy.
many ways.
But that's why, literally, I be telling folks, I understand that people don't like guns, but I like,
That's why you say you make sure you got one.
I'd rather you have one and not need it than need it and not have
Not
it.
having
Like,
it, you out here again.
yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Buddy was with his wife and his kid at the gas station. The other dude saw him and walked up, gunned him down. The wife left the girlfriend, she left the baby. Like, she trying to get away, left the baby running after her. The baby turned back and see the dad on the ground. Like, that shit
That's
was
a
crazy.
lot. That's
And
a
that's
lot.
why I be like, that what made me come up with that conclusion. Like, I'm just gonna start going because like even if I'm just like clubs or whatever, I always watch my surroundings. Like I always
Me
been
too.
like that.
I'm
like,
always looking at everything going on.
like yeah, like before, like when we used to go to Envy, I used to know when the fight about to break. I was like, bro, just move to the side.
Just
Let
sidestep.
them folk do what they gonna do.
I be trying to chill, and they be like, man, these niggas over here talking shit, like,
Exactly. Like my whole thing is,
I
as soon
just
as
wanna
a
relax,
drink is
man.
spilled, it's like, oh shit, drink is spilled. Everybody rotate, get
You
to
know
the
what I'm
side.
saying? Yeah, go ahead and get to the wall, or they go ahead and try to get outside before everybody else do. Like, but I always been like that. Like, just growing up, shit like that. Cause you don't never know who don't like you.
Exactly.
Like, I remember that day, one of my homeboys got into an argument with your brother. I'm like, the fuck is y'all arguing for? He was like, bro, he said something to me. I'm like, man, these folks ain't saying nothing to nobody, man. Y'all just drunk in here. Like, let that shit go. And they wind up dapping each other up at the end of the night. Like, shit like that just goes left off of some crazy shit. But, like, you don't know who Tony, prime fucking example.
His old
Really?
hot-headed, crazy
He,
self.
it don't even be him.
Or,
Literally, if we go out to a club or a
oh
bar,
yeah, he do be
somebody
arguing for no
somebody
People
will
pick this
say
man out for
something to
no
him
reason.
for no
He
reason.
literally just be chewing on the straw, doing nothing.
Chilling. And me and him come up and be like, who the fuck is you? What the fuck you? What? Hell, Tony, what you did me for?
I don't know.
Like, I literally done seen it. Like, me and him was chilling. We ain't said nothing to nobody. We chilling.
He must have got that face.
Then he
like,
must have got
I'm
that
fucking
face. Buddy walked up to him dead in his face, like, hey man. He was like, where you from? Goddamn, he was like, oh, I'm from New Orleans. He was like, he ain't from no fucking New Orleans. Hey, where you from? Then that I know, like, he walked over there to two of our co-workers, and he was like, he kept looking back at them like, man, I like, you know, buddy?
He probably
Man,
like,
he was like, I
no.
don't know nothing about buddy. Buddy came back and started saying, he like, hey, you from Macon and this and that, and
How
it
you
just
gonna
went
tell
left.
me
Like,
where
how
I'm
the
from?
fuck? Like, that shit be crazy. That's why I be telling for all like, man, you never know who know you, you never know what's
I
going
got
on.
temperature. I couldn't have been there. I'm like,
But you know me, I tried to let the shit slide.
Yeah, like,
I was like, cause I told Tony when Buddy
I
walked off
told you, all
again,
that shit
I said,
slide.
hey man, let's just move around.
Yeah.
Buddy gonna wind up getting
He on some
fucked
other
up on
shit,
him.
yeah.
So soon as we start to move around, like I said, I watch everything. Soon as we start to move, Buddy's like trying to slide behind it. So I instantly booked. I was like, all right, nah.
What going
It
on?
over with. He was like, nah, bro, when you talking to y'all? Nah, you talking to one of us now. Like, it over with. Like, you fought, like, we were trying to move around. You followed us. You got these little bill balls, like you gonna swing on a bit. Like, but I will dog you in here. You and your fool. So, that's what I be saying, like, man.
Oh, the days.
Man, this shit be crazy as hell. Like, shit can go down in parking lots. People can be drunk as hell, just gun you down for no
For
reason.
no
Like
reason.
that, man.
No reason.
But that's all I'm saying. Like, in general, if you got kids, man, just try to be in the fold. Like,
Yeah, be in their life and explain to them how the world really works right now. Don't sugarcoat it. Let them know, like, hey, it's some crazy stuff going on right now.
keep them kids involved in something. Take their time up and know where they at.
Well,
I can't help it.
yeah.
I mean, I can't help everybody's situation. I know there's some parents out there working 3 to 11 shifts. Nobody really like that shift, but if you one of them parents working 3 to 11 shift,
Hell, have the kids.
You can't have your spouse.
Have them somewhere where they ain't by themselves.
you can't have your spouse watching them. At least stay in phone contact with them. Let them know where they at all times. You can't just have your kids out here in the streets roaming around.
But that shit can get dangerous, though.
And just like that, culture media,
Fact.
we are out.
To next time.
Please subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all watch Coach Media.